So this is a Bailey Pegasus Verona GT65. I'm just going to take you around the van and show you how it operates. The hitch up procedure, we show you this on site while you're here, and we have a separate video available for that, including the ATC that you see on top there. We go around to the far side of the van first. Have your wind down leg on this side and a storage locker at the front. Next along we have the gas locker. As you can see, gas bottle in there ready to go on this particular van. Gas valve at the top, so you've got your reverse thread fitment just here, and at the top here you've got your gas tap for turning the gas supply on and off. You can fit a second bottle in there if you wish to. On the side of the van we've got the fridge vents, which as you can see here is which you can see here in the video, and they are for blowing. The top one is for blowing out some warm air, and the bottom one is taking some cooler air in to cool the back of the fridge. We also have a motor mover on this particular van, which we'll demonstrate in person here on site, and we'll also torque the wheel nuts while you're here on site before you leave, so you can see they've been done correctly. Next, alongside the van, have your water pump connection on the side. So the water pump will push into the side, and that will drop into your aqua roll down the side of the van. The vent system you see here on the side is for the heating and hot water on gas. So that's your gas flue, essentially the same as what you've got on the side of your house. Going further back, you've got the toilet flush tank. This would normally be, you could open this up and put 3.5 litres of water in here and a cap full of the pink fluid. Then below that we have the toilet cassette itself, where you'd put 1 litre of water in and a cap full of the blue fluid. To release it, you lift the handle up and pull towards you. The neck here is where you'd put the fluid in. To empty it, you take this cap off, and the neck turns out, and on the back you have a pressure relief valve, so when you're emptying the waste cassette tank it doesn't spit and splatter back at you. On the back of the van, as you can see, we have the wind down legs on each side. We've only got one down for the purpose of handover, and then as you can see we've got a power point here, and then the power lead runs around to the side of the van and into the locker just behind the door. In there you've got your motor mover power switch, which as I said we'll demonstrate in person. Then behind the door you've got your 110 amp leisure battery in there. Back of the van, you've got your storage lockers. Again, as you can see, some bits and pieces in there. This particular van's got a starter pack with it. And then coming down the front of the van again, you've got your 240 mains out to your awning, so you can plug a normal 3-pin socket into there. You've then got your gas barbecue point on the front also, and a storage locker for this side of the van. And your last wind down leg on the front here. I'm going to go inside the van now and just demonstrate how the inside works. So when your rack rolls on the outside, you're going to come inside first and hit the master power switch just here. So power on and off, as you can see, the lights go on and off with that switch. And then you've got your awning light, which is the light above the door on the outside. Before you fill the water system, you're going to need to come underneath the seat down here. And you should find, if I'm looking in the right place, which I'm not, give me a second, let me just So in the cupboard, just opposite the bed, you're going to find a yellow valve, which you see here. Before you turn on the water pump to bleed the water system, you're going to need to make sure the water valve is in the position it's in now. If you lifted that valve upright, so the pointy part of it was pointing towards the top of the caravan, it would drain the water system down. So to fill the water system, what we're going to do is we're going to come over to each of the taps on board the van. We're going to open up all the taps on the hot side, and then that's the sink in the kitchen, the sink in the bathroom, and the shower itself. So all of these will be put onto the hot side of the water system. Then what we should do is we'll go to the control panel over by the door, and we'll press the middle button here to get it to turn on, he says. Oh, we need to turn the master power back on, that'll help. So once you've got all that connected on the outside, you're going to come into this setting here. No, we're not. You're going to turn on the water pump, which is in here, which is already running, so that's good. So we turn the water pump on here and it will start filling the onboard water system. Once you've got water coming out all the taps continuously, you can come back over to the taps and shut each of them off. At that point, you could start warming the water. So in the centre here, the tap symbol is your water heating. So if you're on electric, you'll use the option here to warm up the water system. And then if you want to boost the water system when you're trying to shower, etc., you can press the 1500 watt button here, or you can run the boosted water heater on gas if you wish to. It will self-ignite on gas if you try and do that, and again with the electric it will kick in automatically. If you are just on a gas supply, you'll just have the boost on to warm the water system up. Top left hand corner here, you have your internal room temperature. So you have to select one of the power settings down the side here, depending on what site you're on. So here on site we can only run 500 watts, for instance. So we're going to run the 500 watts as a power source. If you want to use gas on its own, you can do that. And if you want to use gas and electric as a combination, you can do that just here. To select the temperature of the caravan internally, you've got your temperature button here. So you've got plus and minus. And then if you want to, when you want to turn on the fans, you can also do that so it blows the air around the van. Which, as you can see, the button's now gone red, so the fans will now kick in. You can also turn it all off by hitting the power button just here. And then for winter mode, you can also put it into winter mode so it stops any frost or freezing damage on the frost button just here. We're going to go to the fridge next and demonstrate how the fridge works. So if you connect it to mains power, you'll turn the dial round to the mains plug at the top here and control the temperature of the fridge on this dial here. If you're towing down the road and you want to use the fridge as a cool box to get the beers and wine nice and cold, you can do that by selecting 12 volts. At this point, the temperature control will be redundant as the fridge only works as a cool box on 12 volts. If you want to ignite the fridge on gas, you can put it to gas at the bottom here, pressing the temperature dial and hit the igniter. When it ignites on gas, the little red line here will come around into the green, and if the red line stays in the green, that is essentially your pilot light for the caravan. Your cooker, the hob is a little bit different to your household because you've got the electric ring and the gas here. If you want to use the electric ring at the back, you will need to have a 240 power supply coming into the caravan. The rest of the cooker works on gas and works the same as your household cooker. Up here on the wall, you've got your microwave, you've got your stop-start controls, timers, etc. on there. We don't advise you leave the microwave plate in, as you can see there, while you're travelling. We do recommend that you take it out and put it in one of the drawers at the front of the van. Toilet system, very easy to use, electric flush. And then you've got your grey waste flap at the bottom. You'll need to open this flap up to the left-hand side of the toilet as you sat on it to allow the waste to go through into the cassette in the bottom of the van. If you have any further questions at all on this particular caravan, please do give us a call here at the Caravan Company and we'll be more than happy to help. Thank you very much. Bye bye.